I arrest you for acting oppressively and when interested and perverting the course of justice. You must stand down. You are now in my custody and under arrest. You are not free to leave. I am extremely angry and extremely determined, and you will be prosecuted, sir. I have no choice but to make this arrest under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which is my lawful right to do so. Right, who's the highest ranking police officer here?
That'd be me.
Right.
No.
So you're obliged...
No, I'm not.
Excuse me, no. You're obliged. Mr. Doss, I arrest you as well for malfeasance of public office and refusing to do your duty. I fear for my safety, given that there are 4 armed criminals.
This sovereign citizen just hit a new level of chaos. Seriously, I've heard a lot of wild courtroom moments, but this one might take the crown. It all went down in Australia, and somehow this is his 15th appearance in court. And he's still not in cuffs. Like, how? At some point, you'd think the court would just go, yeah, nah, this guy's beyond saving. But wait, it gets crazier. Mid-hearing, this guy tries to arrest the judge, and 6 officers live in court. I'm not kidding. It's like he thinks he's starring in some bootleg courtroom action movie where fake laws actually work. Let me know in the comments what you think about this disaster of a hearing, and let's dive in to watch this guy threaten everyone like he's got a badge made of imagination.
Just have a seat.
Does this court obey the law, sir?
Just have a seat.
Does this court obey the law?
Have a seat.
Even just once?
Have a seat. Mr. Prosecutor, how many police witnesses?
4, Your Honour. There's Miss Quinn, a Gary French, Walker, and informant Porridge.
So 2 police and 2 civilian. Now, Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
In terms of your defence to the matter, what do you say? How many witnesses do you have?
I'll run my case where I'm going to run it, sir. Magistrate Stella Stuthridge has already progressed this matter. On the 13th of December last year.
Mr. Freeman, I've asked you a question.
I don't understand the question, sir. What was that?
How many witnesses do you have?
Witnesses?
Yeah.
I don't need witnesses.
Okay, so you have no witnesses? The purpose of this hearing is to determine how long the contested hearing will take.
Sir, it's not. That's not what Magistrate Stuthridge ruled, and I'm about to give you that information, and so far you suppressed me from giving that information.
This matter is listed for a contest mention. It's running as a contest mention.
Can I speak now, please, sir?
Your question.
On the 13th of December last year, Magistrate Stella Stuthridge identified serious issues I raised, being a serious abuse of process in this matter, an order that was not made according to law, and many counts of fraud and perjury by the applicant. As a result, I've implemented a voir dire that this case cannot proceed until these matters are dealt with. That was upheld by Magistrate Stella Stuthridge, who allocated a hearing, which is now a year later, this one, and she specifically said that Magistrate Cottrell is not to sit on the matter because he was the one that caused the problem, that Magistrate Watkins cannot because he isn't biased, and that you cannot either. And then the registrar, Sam out there at the front, told me 3 weeks ago that you're one of the magistrates that had recused yourself from this matter. And I'm very angry that the registrars couldn't get it right and went and allocated this hearing while you were sitting when it was supposed to be Magistrate David Farram, according to Magistrate Stella Stuthridge. She also stated in the court, on the record, which you need to check, prosecutions are on notice that the hearing will be an application to strike the matter out, nothing else. She said it is booked in for an application to strike the matter out. She specifically told that to Prosecutor Stuart Pritchard. There has been a shocking delay in justice in the past year waiting for my hearing. I've been back to court to try and get it heard sooner, which is a perversion of the course of justice, and I'm not ready to make any more concessions for people. I've been to court 15 times.
Maybe, just maybe, if this guy didn't try to arrest the judge and actually acted like a functioning adult for once, he could have been home a year ago without a single worry. But nope. This dude has cycled through 15 judges because every time he hears the word law, he melts down like a toddler at bedtime. And now he's sitting there, dead serious, blaming the court for delays. Like, bro, you are the reason half the Courthouses in Australia probably have a group chat named Not It. He interrupts everyone, refuses to listen, and still plays the victim card like it's got cashback. Honestly, whatever legal gymnastics he's trying to pull, it's not giving Olympic gold, it's giving permanent detention. And the wildest part? He's still not in cuffs. How? Like, is this just an Australia thing? Because at this point, the man deserves a shiny pair of handcuffs and a timeout.
You would have been the fifth magistrate, but as it's gone around in a circle, the fourth magistrate to sit on this case. This travesty of justice and unlawfulness by Loretta Quinn, by the police and by this court has continued for 2.5 years. Even during the deaths, my family deaths I had 2 weeks after my sister-in-law dropped dead in front of the 4 kids, you and Evans and Eliades, French and Quinn and their lawyers all got in here and colluded all day long and harassed me for a full day in August. Then you adjourned it to November, and I was hounded and hammered again in the most sadistic way for a full day. And then I still didn't get the matter resolved because this court is still unable to resolve it according to law, which would only take 5 minutes. Now, the crimes that were committed by Loretta Quinn and Magistrate Courtroom took 17 minutes on the court record. It has now taken me 17 months to try and get the law simply upheld and get this matter reversed. And I can assure you, I am extremely angry and extremely determined, and I have no more concessions or grace left for anyone involved, and am ready to launch private prosecutions against anyone who breaks the law in the court today. Now, I have the laws that are being broken, sir.
Freeman,
I'm being cut off, yeah? Okay.
Magistrate Stuffridge has made no orders in this matter. The matter is listed for a contest hearing today.
So you're going to railroad me again, okay?
I have no evidence that what you say is correct. So, in terms of not calling any witnesses, it would appear to be a factual argument.
Correct, sir.
I have evidence to give on the stand, sir.
Well, it's a question of factual argument.
I have evidence to give up there to this court. That's my right.
Hey.
Oh, yes, it is today. It is my right to a fair hearing. 2.5 years. Well, this needs to go to the Supreme Court. Do not adjourn this case, sir. You will be perverting the course of justice, and I will prosecute you.
What's the matter for you? How long will this matter take, Mr. Prosecutor? I would imagine at least a day.
At least a day, Your Honour.
This court has constructive knowledge of perjury being committed. You'll be aiding and abetting that if you proceed. You'll be in breach of Justice Courtroom's rulings in the High Court, Nicholas versus the Queen, 1998, by proceeding in a matter that is an abusive process, and where there are other serious matters raised which have been identified by a previous magistrate. Yeah. You cannot proceed in this matter by ruling of the High Court of Australia. You're acting in criminal bias, the magistrate acting oppressively or when interested. I have a right to a fair hearing and I have a right to justice. If I do not get it, this proves that this is not a court of competent jurisdiction and you will be prosecuted, sir.
You know, usually this is where I'd tear into the sovereign citizen and say, yep, lock him up and toss the key, which, to be fair, still stands. But in this case, I almost get why he keeps pushing back. I mean, 15 court appearances and he's still out here calling the judge's bluff like he's on a winning streak. And what's wild? The court hasn't done anything to shut it down. No cuffs, no contempt charge, not even a strong, hey, stop that. Like, this guy literally threatened to prosecute the judge in court, and the judge just sat there like it was open mic night at a really awkward comedy club. Am I crazy for thinking they should have just rushed him and hauled him out already? Don't know. Maybe it's an Australia thing, but from the outside, it looks less like a courtroom and more like a dramatic improv class with no plot. I'm not saying he's right, but if we're going to drag this circus out, can we at least get a plot twist or something? Just hit him with contempt and let's move on. But hey, maybe that's too harsh. Let me know in the comments if I'm being unreasonable, because this one's driving me nuts.
For the Supreme Court and High Court Justices listening to this recording in the future, take note the Magistrate Dunn is not allowing me to have a fair hearing, is obstructing justice, and is in breach of the law. So I have an hour allocated for this hearing. I want to get up on that stand and give some evidence.
No, you're not.
Okay, well, you're perverting the course of justice. I've had enough of it. You're acting oppressively and when interested in breach of the Crimes Act.
Are you available on the 5th of February?
No, sir, you have constructive knowledge of crimes committed in this court. You are now aiding and abetting them.
Are you available on the 5th of February?
Peter Dunn, I arrest you for aiding and abetting.
Okay.
I arrest you for acting oppressively and when interested and perverting the course of justice. You must stand down. You are now in my custody and under arrest. You are not free to leave.
Would you just mind asking?
For the Supreme and High Court Justices listening to this recording in future, take note that the magistrate is under arrest for serious crimes committed against me, as have been outlined in numerous hearings and this one. I have no choice but to make this arrest under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which is my lawful right to do so. This case cannot proceed. Right, who's the highest ranking police officer here?
That'd be me.
Right.
No.
So you're obliged.
No, I'm not.
Excuse me. No. You're obliged.
No.
Excuse
to
me
make
for a
the
moment.
arrest.
Just excuse me,
A
Mr.
lawful
Freeman.
arrest has been made.
Mr. Freeman, just excuse
Your
me for a
address is
moment.
on it, please.
5th of February at this court or at Juliet? At this court or at Myrtleford? Well, I need to know now whether it's Myrtleford or is it 5th of February a Myrtleford day? Okay, 5th of February at Myrtleford.
Mr. Doss, I arrest you as well for malfeasance of public office and refusing to do your duty. All right? And your other charges will be added to that. Okay? So for the court record, for the Supreme Court and High Court Justices listening to this recording, you're both under arrest. This matter has stopped. You are not free to leave. You are in my custody. If you leave, you will be escaping lawful custody and resisting arrest. That's the law under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which I am entitled to enact.
All right, let's break this down real quick. Because this dude is out here waving around Sections 4, 5, and 8 of the Australian Crimes Act like he just unlocked cheat codes in a video game. Section 4, that's just definitions and how the law applies. Section 5 sets the stage for what actually counts as a criminal offense. And Section 8, that's about accessories, people who help commit actual crimes. Now, this guy's flipping it and saying the judge and the officer are the real criminals because they didn't act fairly in his hearing. Like, bro? What? You don't get to yell violation like it's a game of Uno and suddenly reverse the charges on everyone in the room. These sections are meant for real crimes, like fraud, assault, theft, not because the judge didn't clap when you gave your little sovereign speech. This isn't how any of this works. At this rate, the only thing he's about to arrest is his own shot at walking out free.
I think that's your
According to the circumstances.
That would be your interpretation of law.
Say what you want. Yeah. All right.
Well, no, but just because you say so, Mr. Freeman, doesn't mean it's right. 5th of February.
Please, then, Constable Sarah Williamson. It's now your role to arrest Mr. Dosser and Mr.
Time to go, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah.
The matter's booked in for a hearing.
This is done, Mr. Freeman. You're
Okay.
excused from...
I'll collect my papers. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Absolutely disgusting. Shameful. Now, the paper that you need, a document for the court, sir. I must leave here, according to law.
Well, if you leave it at the front counter, that'll be just...
Okay. Because you are under the Criminal Code Act, Section 83(4), because you are using force and intimidation to interfere with my Australian democratic and political right to have my case heard.
Off you go, Mr. Freeman. Off you go.
I arrest you, sir, and I
Time to
arrest
leave.
you.
Time to leave.
Time to leave. Grab your papers and off you go.
So all of you police in the courtroom and magistrate are arrested according to law. This will be taken up in the Supreme Court. I'm now under duress. I fear for my safety, given that there are four armed criminals.
Your phone and all your bits and pieces.
Four armed criminals surrounding me in an intimidating manner. I'm under duress.
Off you go. Bye, Mr. Freeman.
Thank you for your time.
You'll be receiving your charge sheet summons.
Okay, but hands down the funniest part of this entire hearing, After this guy did his little walk of shame out of the courtroom, all his sovereign. Citizen buddies started clapping, like he just won the Super Bowl or something. Like, bro, what did he win? A slightly slower trip to jail? Be serious. And to be fair, he actually stuck to his weird little mission. No plea, no acknowledgement of the court, and somehow just dipped. I've never seen that work before. Now, I'm sitting here wondering if Australia has some kind of I don't feel like it legal loophole. Normally, ignoring a judge equals contempt and boom, fines or jail. But here, this dude floated out like he's got diplomatic immunity or something. Seriously though, if any of you know how Australian law works, drop it in the comments because I'm still scratching my head. Anyway, let me know what you thought about this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody.